banks hold more gold than U.S. Treasuries on their balance sheet. That's the first time since 1996. And even Morgan Stanley, which is no true friend of gold and frankly not an honest fiduciary to its clients for decades, is suddenly saying there should be a 20% gold allocation. Goldman Sachs is saying there should be a 7% allocation. So the whales who are against sound money can't deny their clients want physical gold. We see it with Judy Shelton talking about introducing a gold-backed U.S. Treasury. We see it with Trump's tariff policy to try and monetize the debt. And certainly we see it with the desperation of the Genius Act to create stablecoin demand for otherwise unloved U.S. Treasuries and U.S. dollars. So just as Thomas Gresham in the 1500s and Thiers warned in the 1700s, centuries ago, the world is hoarding gold and turning away from bad money. And just as history warned, the U.S. dollar is being openly devalued to pay down a debt crisis of their own making. And I'll close because this is nothing new. In fact, it's recent history. In 1993 or 1933, FDR, by executive order, confiscated gold overnight. It was at $20 an ounce. The next day it was at $35 an ounce, revalued. But when he did that, he devalued the dollar by 69% in order to make Uncle Sam's debt burden 69% less onerous. And of course, Nixon in 1971 totally welched on the US dollar and its gold backing and the world by removing the gold backing of the dollar. And since then, the dollar has lost quantifiably over 90% of its purchasing power. So this certainly made Uncle Sam's appalling bar tab easier to repay, but only by gut punching those who measure their wealth or their savings or even their portfolio returns and even their retirement in US dollars. So again, this is a deliberate policy of debasing the money that most folks measure their wealth by, certainly the US dollar, but any fiat currency. It's debasing the dollar or debasing fiat money. This is nothing new throughout history. And the loser is always the trusting citizen who believes that their fiduciaries, their elected officials, their policymakers with the PhDs and the Harvard degrees and the blue suits, but they're no different than a thief with a mask and a burlap bag telling you to put your hands in the air because they're slowly robbing you of your purchasing power. That is